BCFCRadio.com. Come 1212 Chris Brown, SRBRadio.com. Tilton Talk Show coming up soon. 1, 2, 3 test.
the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant a super blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day.
Through Sports Radio Birmingham with myself, Mr. Fun and Mrs. Brown. So it's still no win in the first 8 games for Mr. Zola as the reshaping of the team continues with the addition today of Dan Scarr from Stourbridge on a 2.5-year deal. That's also got an additional year option, so we welcome him along with the others to the crew. Hope he does well in his career. Where will the first win come from? Only time will tell, and as supporters, can we please be a little bit more patient with the signings and the new way of playing football? And also please note that Gary Rowett is no longer in charge at Blues, so can we draw a bit of a line under that one and kindly move on? It's the modern game and it's how it works. Hopefully next week our guest on the show will be David Deacon from the BBC. That should be a good one. And you can get old shows on Mixcloud.com and YouTube, so please give us a follow on there. Last week's show charted 4 days on the trot and is currently 19 in the Mixcloud chart, so well done to those that filled me missing boots last week. But it has to be onwards and upwards and on with this show, so once again strap yourselves in and get ready for the ride on Monday's unique Tilton Talk Show. Mr. Brown.
Mrs. Bull.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank
you.
Good
man,
yeah,
good
you?
Man. And yourself, Chris?
Yes, not too bad.
Welcome to the fold.
Thank you. Good to see you back.
Oh, mate, I'm not even going to explain. Does
it involve projectile vomiting?
I'm not going to explain. I'm going to leave it where it was. Yeah?
I think it's best left.
Dan Scarr, new signing today, just been announced an hour or so ago. Looks quite a handy defender from Stourbridge. I like these things that come from the low leagues. We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Well, it's a centre half, first of all, which I think it has to be a positive. You know, I don't know a lot about him. I know he played for Redditch United, and then he went to Stourbridge.
Came through Worcester, I think. Worcester,
yeah. But obviously, with Stourbridge's running the FA Cup, these players put themselves in the shop window, and even though they went out to Wickham, I think he got the goal in the away leg.
Yep.
So, you know, he's put himself in the shop window. I think he had a trial with West Brom, and he's had a trial with us, and we've decided to take him on. So, you know, it's centre half cover. I think for me that's the
crucial.
Biggest positive.
Yeah.
It's centre half cover. You know, whether he can prove himself to be good enough to play in the Championship time will tell. You know, but I think to have that extra cover at centre half now is a positive. Yeah.
Richard Beale saying that he's confident that new blue signing Dan Scarr has the potential to play first team football for the club. That kind of puts me in the thoughts that they're not going to put him straight in.
No, I don't think they will throw him straight in.
6'2".
Yeah, you know, it's an important trait to have, if you like, for a centre half, especially in this league, where it is quite frantic and it can get a bit long ball at times. So yeah, it's good to have that as an option. Obviously, a 6'2" defender who plays for Stourbridge, you wouldn't naturally associate him with being good on the ball. So but obviously he's had a trial now. So and if Zola's had a look at him and thinks he's worth a go, then
good luck to
maybe
that.
He is. Yeah,
absolutely. Good luck to that. Dennis says, "Good evening, Mr. Fun. Keep smiling." And please, if you're on this Facebook Live thing, please share it around so that we get as much exposure on the show as possible. George Ellis says, it's disappointing result again, can't win a game. Think these new signings will be good for us, but I think we need to buy a quality striker. Opinions? A quality striker?
Yeah, quality striker. Well, there's not that many about that would come to us at the moment. I don't know. It's a really difficult one. The players we brought in, they're not the usual blue signings over the last 5 years. No. So, Kieran Fry has been at Fulham before, but he's played Champions League this season for Besiktas. So
I did have a Turkish friend text me and say that he is a very good player.
Yeah, well, if you're playing Champions League, you've got to have something about you. So Besiktas are a big club in Turkey. It'd be interesting to see how he fits in. Genuinely, I don't know a lot about the left back. He's a young kid from Serie B, so the second division in Italy. That I think it's good to not go in negatively about signings. To have a positive outlook, but don't get too excited about that kid. The left back, he's a young kid,
yes,
and he's only played Serie B, so it's going to be a whole new world for him.
It certainly is. But you can go down there and find some diamonds, though, can't you? You know what I mean?
You can, and if we have, then absolutely perfect.
Well, Warren Southall says, great to see sign some local talent.
What in Scar? Yeah,
in Scar,
I think the fans will be on his side, like you say, being from around the area and being picked up from non-league. It is good to see those sorts of players being given a chance. So as you said, best of luck to him, and hopefully we have unearthed a bit of a diamond.
And Michael Grieve says, good luck to Dan Scar, and we still need a striker and a midfielder. So, Mark Johnson, I agree. And from what I've seen, Dan's a good player, scored a few goals also. So, we can only wait and see. We know what we do with them, obviously, through development and one thing or another, because there is a transition. And time will tell.
There is,
Time will
People
tell.
are still expecting signings from Chelsea, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. It's very strange, isn't it?
Is that going to happen?
Very strange. I don't see the Chelsea link anymore. I mean, he's been. We said last week he's been away from Chelsea for a long time. I know he is a legend at the club, and I'm sure if he went back, he would still know people there.
Yeah.
But that's a completely different club to the club he left. It's a whole different ship, a whole different ownership system and everything. So I don't think they'd just hand him Chelsea players, Chelsea kids for nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Michael Greaves is suggesting Dominic Solanke.
Well, I mean, he's a really exciting prospect at Chelsea, but when he's been out on loan, he's been going to European clubs in European top divisions, and are they going to allow him just to go down to the Championship when that's not the level that they want Solanke to be playing at? I don't think, but I mean, he's a very good prospect, like you say. Well, I've seen a couple. Steve Wood says Billy Sharp, proven goal scorer, but getting on a bit, and he's in League One at the moment. Damien Hindley says Lewis Graben. I wouldn't say Lewis Graben's a better prospect than what we've already got at the moment. And Michael Greaves said Zach Clough. Zach Clough's been one that's mentioned a couple of times on these on the shows, but I think Zach Clough's going to cost a lot of money. 5-6 million plus probably. So that's asking a lot then. So it's nice naming these players, but really you've currently got Jutkovic and Donaldson. Possibly Che Adams can play up front on his own. You've got to have somebody better than those three who we can afford, and he's going to want to come to us in the position we're in at the moment now, where to be honest, we have wrote this season off, so we are just a mid-table club at the moment. So.
But there's room for improvement.
There's unbelievable room for improvement. Yeah, of course there is. We haven't won in 8. There's immense room for improvement,
and we're still above them up the street.
But ignore them.
I know.
It doesn't matter what they're doing. It's completely irrelevant. Graham Busby, Chris Wood. What? Chris Wood, who scored 20 goals for a team in the playoffs. Have you got spare 10 million, Graham Busby? You want to pay for probably half of Chris Wood?
Yeah, Wayne Thompson saying he'd rather have permanent players than a load of loan.
Well, there's another thing. Do you buy people or do you try and loan them until the end of the season? So I don't think you want to do that, because if the whole plan now is for Zola to use this season to get ready for next season, then what's the point in having loan players whereby next season we might not be able to have those loan players?
Nathan Pritchard is suggesting McCormack. Can't get his gate open, can he?
Yeah, no, he wouldn't. Yeah. I
stuck.
don't think he'd be able to make the signing.
Did you hear about that, Chris?
No, sorry.
McCormack from up the street this morning didn't turn up for training because his electric gates wouldn't open.
Oh, I did hear about it.
4'6" they were.
Yeah.
4'6".
4'6".
There's commitment for you.
How tall is he? 3'1".
That's some Belonga.
But he's playing for Forest at the moment,
yeah.
so again, you're going to have to buy him, and they bought him for $6 million plus, so they're going to want a return on that. I don't think we're going to be spending that much more money, but I'd love to be proven wrong. But somebody else put Jordan Rhodes again.
No, you won't get that one.
9 million plus
happen.
Jordan Rhodes.
Not going to happen.
Not gonna
Dennis is sending you some angry faces by the look of it.
Yeah, for saying we're a mid-table team.
We are a mid-table
Unfortunately,
team.
that's what we are. That's exactly what we are.
Dean Williams says Ricky Lambert can't get a game. And what's the Russell deal?
And what's the what? Sorry, Russell. Well,
Russell deal?
Probably Sam Russell. Johnny Russell from Derby is a good shout, because you were talking about 2 million ish for Johnny Russell, who could play up front and he could play out wide left. So there's an option. If that's still in the pipeline, then that wouldn't be one that I'd be completely adverse to. Ricky Lambert.
Yeah, James.
I wouldn't spend money on Ricky Lambert in this stage of his career.
James said we should have got Winnall. Good player, Winnall. I must agree.
Good player, but
yeah.
He's gone to. Where's he gone? Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday.
If he's got Sheffield Wednesday or Blues as his options, he's not going to come to us.
And Aidan Ward's Will Grigg suggestion.
How much will Will Grigg cost? And I think other people, if other teams in the Championship know that we've had a bid accepted for Will Grigg, then they're probably going to come in and say, "Oh, go on, then we'll match that." And then you're competing against other Championship teams then. And like I say, now we're 13th and we're not going to make the playoffs and we haven't won in 8. There are teams now that have gone ahead of us in the pecking order for these.
This is a strange shout that comes in every week. Zigic.
It's sentimental, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's purely sentimental.
He used to knock them in though, didn't he?
But
the important ones.
For me, Zigic will always be a legend for the goals he scored and for what he did and for what he represented. But when he come back a couple of years ago, you could tell he wasn't the same player, and he was struggling, and I think it's just a waste of wages at the moment.
Gary Johnson says, I feel sorry for Zola. In my opinion, needs another striker, goal scorer, and midfielder, and he needs to get them in this window. Great show, lads. Thank you very much. It's all done for you. It's all done for you. The window is rapidly approaching when it's time for it to shut.
Yeah.
Is that it, do you think?
Is that it? I hope not.
What is it?
Maybe one
six
more.
signings now, isn't it? Altogether? With the Duke and Gardner.
Jukovic, Gardner, Keita, Frey,
Dan Scar.
and Scar. That's 5. Is it 5? I think. Might have missed one. But yeah, so it's 5 at the moment. If you'd have said we'd make 6 in the summer, in middle of December, you'd have probably taken that. But you're starting to realise how much we actually do need a lot more.
Mark Johnson says, Mr. Fun, there is still circa 57 points to play for.
Well, how many we got out the last 24?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
So as much as we'd, if we get 57 out of 57, we might have a chance of making the playoffs. But and Sue.
Thank you, James Walker.
6,
thank you.
I thought it was 6. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, 57 points is to play for, but everybody else is going to be picking up points. It's gone. It's a pipe dream now. Do you know what? It was funny after Blackburn.
Did you go to the game?
I didn't go to the game, no. But there were people. I read the reports on social media and the Blues website, and there were people complaining about not winning again. And it's got to that point now where I'm really not that interested. That's how bad it's got. I'm not that fussed about the result at the moment. Where I'm just actually interested in what the fans who have gone actually think of the game. And it's still quite disheartening that the fans who are actually going are still saying this isn't right. We're not playing this glorious football that was promised or whatever. And I know it's going to take time, but when you're not winning, if you're not winning games, the fans need to see signs of progress.
Right.
And they're not at the moment. The people that are going, I know that are speaking to
these players haven't really come on into the team much yet, though, have they? Really?
What the new signings haven't? No, but you've only made 5.
Yeah.
You've only made 5 in reality, and one of them's just joined today. So 4. Gardner's the only one who's had a chance. So everybody else has had. When did Zola come in? Mid-December.
Mm-hmm.
So they've now had more than a month training under Zola's watchful eye and trying to play the way they want, and we're still not winning, and we're still not playing very well.
Do you think we can't play that way then?
That's exactly what I think. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. So now we get to the point where this is what I'm saying. The results almost become completely irrelevant, because if you've given Zola this job, you have to give him next season as well.
Yes,
right.
I completely agree.
So this season the results are irrelevant. So all that matters, it's sort of, it's it's really, really annoying, and it's actually pretty embarrassing not to be outside the playoffs on goal difference and then not winning 8. That's a really, really bad run. But it's almost irrelevant. So you just say, how are we playing? And at the moment, we're still not playing very well.
And it's Norwich away next.
And it's a really tough run. I think we've got Sheffield Wednesday and Fulham coming as well. So, so in essence, you're just saying, how are we playing? Because the result is meaningless, because we're not going to get playoffs and we're not going to go down. So all that matters is the way we're playing, and we're still not playing very well.
Norwich next, that's away. Reading at home, Fulham at home, Sheffield Wednesday away, going to be difficult.
That's a really
Preston
tough run.
Away,
it's a really tough run.
These next 5 games,
all those teams have either been above us or all season, or have crept above us.
Yeah.
Teams like Preston and Fulham have been playing some nice stuff this year, and they're just outside the playoffs. So it is a really tough run, and it's not the run you want when you've just gone out without a win.
Okay, go back to some of the comments on Facebook Live. Please do share us around. We like to get out there and get the show seen by as many people as possible. And of course, you can also get it on mixcloud.com. Those are usually loaded up around what time tomorrow, Mr. Brown?
Should be around about in the afternoon time.
In the afternoon, so
yeah.
that'll be
Exactly about roughly about sort of like 2 o'clock-ish. Exactly.
Okay, so getting back to some of the comments, James Walker. Anyone can have a good run of results and jump up this league. I totally agree with you.
But can you see it?
There
is there has to be a sign, an indication that something's coming together. There is nothing at the moment for us.
Okay,
I don't think 8 game winning streaks come completely out of the blue, out of nothing. You have to have a sense that something's building, and we don't have that sense at the moment.
Andy Osborne can only see 3 points from the next 5 games, unfortunately.
If that's the case, then you really are.
Scrap on.
Well, there is.
Yeah.
You start looking that way, don't you, rather than upwards?
Yeah. What glorious football has ever been promised at Blues, said Dennis.
Oh.
Any idea?
Well, it was a month ago.
Yeah.
And Mark Asprey, any idea about what this so-called Zola's way of football is yet?
Well, that's yeah, good question, because, and this is where I do feel sorry for him, because when he came in, that was the premise that he was going to bring this. The fans' automatic reaction is, well, if Zola's coming in, then we must be playing. We must be trying to change the way we're playing. We're going to be playing much better football. But it's so difficult to do with the players.
Yeah.
I've said
we've said we're going to stop talking about him, but it's difficult not to, because it was only a month ago.
I'm talking about him. I just don't think it's right.
Rowett, if Rowett had Barcelona, if Rowett was in charge of Barcelona, I don't think he'd be playing hoofball with a big 6'4" centre forward up front. Do you know what I mean? You play to your strengths.
Yeah.
And
apart from that, I don't think the club would let him.
Well, probably not. Yeah, I think they might have a bit. If all of a sudden Barcelona spent 30 million on Donaldson, there might be a bit of a question. Yeah.
I think there'd be a crowd trouble as well.
But that's the point. You play to your strengths, especially in this division, and that's what he was doing. And Zola's come in, and maybe he's been told, don't play. Just play the way. Just get them playing the way you want them to play. which is causing the problem.
Adrian Howe says, I went, and I'm not saying I'm downhearted. We played okay, but it was a game where both teams could have won it. Passing is a lot better, and things will come together soon.
I hope he's right.
Okay.
But that's not the impression I'm getting from 80% of the Blues fans that are going home and away. That there really isn't.
No, but we've seen some of the comments, haven't we? I mean, some of them are just downright silly on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, yeah, but that's what not winning 8 games does to you.
Right, okay. Mark Asprey, Gardner isn't even a good signing. He's just a pawn for the owners to try and get the fans back on side. It's going to take more than that.
Yeah.
I do think Gardner's a good signing. I think he's a leader.
I think he's I think he's going to be a good player in the Championship.
Yeah.
And if we've got him for the next 2 years, then he's someone that you can build this team around, I think. So I think that is a positive signing.
And Dennis says they've had a month under Zola.
Yeah,
and he's now bringing in what he wants. Judge him when he's been given.
But that's what I'm saying. That we have to give him next year.
Yeah.
Because you can't judge him on what he's got at the moment, because it is, it's the impossible job trying to get Davis, Gleeson, and Kieftenbell to play pretty triangles in the middle like Xavi and Iniesta. It's not going to happen. So you do have to give him the time and the resources. And if he fails, then you can make your judgment.
Andy Osborne not winning, not playing very well, and not seeing the owners either. I'm not interested in seeing the owners either.
No, I'm not seeing the owners, but his point, Andy's point. You're not winning, and you're not playing well.
Nobody a little curious.
I take his point, but do we need to see owners of football clubs? I don't think so.
I think it'd be nice.
Listen, if we had owners that came in like Mr. Shearer across the road and pronounced his love and wanted wanted everything and everyone in the next 5 years, then you say, okay, where have you been then when we haven't been playing very well? But this is not the owners that we've got. These owners aren't going to be around for 3 years, so almost. I think you're right.
There's comments saying that actually Gardner was one of the worst on Saturday.
Well,
going back to Gardner, there you go.
And
somebody else saying
we've got to have a little settling in period.
But he's hardly played in. I think there was a lot of reaction about the team choice, saying you've signed all these players and they're not playing. A lot of them haven't played. For a while, and Sue hasn't played for Middlesbrough all season, and Gardner's hardly played for Albion all season. So
good point here from Aidan Ward. Zola needs just a win to relieve the pressure. I feel for the bloke. He wants to play the right football from the back. We haven't got good enough players as of yet. It will come. So there is the faith and the belief out there by the look of it. So
as long as he can get the resources that he needs, because with the resources he's got at the moment, I genuinely don't think it will come.
Bill George says the signings have been good. I think we'll go on a run when playing some good football at times, just not clinical enough. I think that's been an issue as well, hasn't it? Yeah.
Well, we haven't been clinical enough.
Dean Williams, no cutting edge, so that's the same there.
Yeah, but then that's not just striker. That's attacking players, and if you're gonna bring Fry in, then maybe that's your talisman, if you like. But then again. We had this debate last week, didn't we? The Fabrini issue.
Yes, that's popped up a few times.
Giving the previous manager stick for not playing him, and then all of a sudden Zola's come in, and my reaction immediately was brilliant. He'll get the best out of Zola. Will get the best out of Fabrini. He got the best out of him a couple of years ago, and he hasn't, and he's probably off. So. That's a big disappointment.
Robert Placer, is a month long enough realistically to expect to see a change in style of play? No, I don't think so. That's why you're going back to next season.
But 3 years won't be long enough to expect to change a style of play with these players. These players, they are excellent at what they do in the Championship.
And let's not forget,
we are not going to pass teams off the park and win 4-0 with this team.
No,
and our new players haven't played yet, so.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. So you have to give them a chance, But this is the point. The winning becomes irrelevant as such now, because all that matters is, does Fry come in and is he going to be good enough, and the same with Insue. If they are, then the winning becomes irrelevant, and you look to next season with these players.
Yeah.
Andy Osborne says if it's not broke, don't fix it. Should have given Rowett to the end of the season.
Listen. I'm going to be the biggest advocate of Rowett around, and forever and a day I'll say it was the wrong decision to sack him when they did, but it's happened, and it isn't going to change. So you do have to start thinking about the future, and as much as he's right in my opinion, and if it isn't broke you don't fix it, that has happened now, and it has changed, and we have changed it. So
from Adrian, Rowett has gone. Am I right, Chris Pugh? And please stop moaning and going on about Rowett. He's gone. If we have a manager who listens to the board, he isn't a manager we want. That was from Dennis. Okay, a little bit of a change to the Tilton Talk Show this week. We'll come back to the live chat in a minute. And at 8 o'clock, we are introducing properly for the first time a phone-in. And we're going to test it tonight to make sure that works well. And as long as everybody out there is happy with it, Brownie's got his fingers crossed. And as long as everybody out there is happy with it, it's something that we're going to expand on in the coming weeks. And get more of you people to phone into the show so that you can have your voice. Obviously, what you do have to do is remember that we broadcast live. And please,
my finger is poised on the delete button. So.
we don't have a delay button.
No swearing.
So please, keep it real. Dennis, where are we going to finish this season? Mid-table?
Yeah,
if we're lucky.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
15th-ish.
No one's going to be happy with mid-table, are they?
If Kieran Fry comes in and scores 10 goals, and Stewie looks good down the right, and this kid from Italy plays half a dozen games and he looks decent, and we do sign a striker, and Gardner is looking decent, then there's something to build on, isn't there? So even if we finish, top half of the bottom half as such, 13th to 18th or whatever, that's something to build on next season, is the all-important thing, because, as I said, we write the league position off it, unless, of course, unless we are in a relegation dogfight, then we are in, but I don't think we will, so,
no, I don't.
so then it just becomes about these
couple of comments going on about Gardner. Liam Cairns says Gardner was one of the worst on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Damien Hindley, hate to say it, but I think Gardner is past his best. Let him get his fitness back, and then
I think it is tough to judge.
Yeah.
Considering he hasn't played all season, but listen, these are the people that are going, and if Gardner played badly,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think Donaldson's on his way out?
Who? Sorry,
Donaldson.
I hope not.
I don't know.
Well, I certainly hope not, because we've only got him, Jutkovic, and
Matt
Adams.
Matt Wilkes says we can only judge the new players when they're embedded into the team. Absolutely right. So you're looking at next season.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. But,
but
that's a reality
that's
of
the
it.
situation that we've put ourselves in now, where from now until the end of the season, every Monday we're going to come in here now and we're going to talk about a result, and the result's going to be irrelevant. So it's just basically the question is going to be every week, how did they play?
Jason McDonough gives Zola a chance. You can see the differences that we're playing on the floor, but we just need to turn them into results. It is a results-led business, and of course, if you don't get results, people tend to turn quickly. Don't
they
they
will.
So,
Yeah.
And,
but I mean, playing it along the floor. Listen, I'm not being funny. The professional footballers, there's a difference between playing it along the floor to one of your opponents, to one of your teammates, and then there's passing it with intent and really getting into teams, and creating chances. I think this is where we're coming unstuck a bit, is that we're focusing so much on keeping the ball, and playing it to ourselves, between ourselves along the back, that we are neglecting the attacking sense, and this is why we're not creating the clear cut chances that I've seen a couple of people put stats up about shots over the last couple of games, but it's all well and good having shots from 30 yards and that going on the shots tally, but really that's one in 20 is going to go in from 30 yards, isn't it? So So you're looking for clear cutting edge chances.
Thanks, David Angel. Duke's been missing some sitters. Yes, we know.
That, I mean, fair play to him, because he has come in and scored a lot of goals, considering he hadn't scored in like a year and a half. But he has also missed a lot of chances. I think the Newcastle Cup game at home, he missed 2 or 3 really good, for a striker's point of view, from his point of view, as a big striker who's good in the air, crosses were coming in, and he should have probably done better with a couple of them. So
George Tasker, Shea Adams looks their main threat at the moment, and George Ellis, is Fabrini going to get lost? No, obviously didn't want to play for Blues. Must have a bad attitude. Rowett didn't play him, and Zola.
You do have to. Especially as Zola's been with him before, and Zola's managed him before and got the best out of him before, and if he isn't now, then you do have to look at the player and say you've had two. In my opinion, you've had two good managers there now who have come in, and you're still not doing it, and you still don't look interested. So I would say there's maybe it is just that he wants to go home. You don't know. You don't know what's in a player's mindset if he's got he's got a family illness or something at home, and you do want to be closer to home. But
right, okay. Shea Adams needs to start adding goals to his good performances. Zola will be lucky to see the end of the season if results carry on. I really hope we get a win soon, if only to buck the lads up a bit. Yeah. And Dean Williams has asked on your thoughts on Spector leaving.
It's not surprising based on he's played Dacres Cogley and he clearly sees something in Cogley and then he's brought in Sue in. So you've got two right backs there that he does trust. So if Spector does want to go back to America or an American club are looking to come in for him, then it isn't really a massive surprise. But he's been at Blues for a long time now, and he's put in a lot of decent performances for us. So.
Leonard Edgington, do beg your pardon. Hi there, Tilton. Talk from morning from Queensland, Australia. Waiting for the first win. What are your thoughts? Will it be sooner rather than later? Let's hope so. That's all we can say, really.
You can only hope.
We can only hope. And Ray says, as for writing this season off, only a month ago this league was anyone's. Anyone can beat anyone. Well,
yeah.
And Nathan Pritchard, one good manager. Zola ain't good at the mo.
Well, yeah, but as we said, it's you've got to give him the up until the end of the season and probably next season, and then decide if he's doing a good job or not.
Yeah,
because at the moment he's got the impossible job.
And looking at the screen, you can just see all the phones being handed over on camera. So that means our first caller is hopefully ready on the line. Mr. Brown, are we available and ready to go? Kevin Kelly.
Hi guys, how are you all?
How are you, Kevin?
I'm fine, how are you all?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Thank you for joining us on Monday night's Tilton Talk Show. Very good to have you along with us. And what have you got to say?
Well, first of all, great show. Enjoy it. Appreciate the time everybody takes to get together and put it out.
Top man, thank you very much.
Something that's by the fans, for the fans.
Absolutely, the beautiful slogan. A beautiful slogan.
I've got a few points, really. I think something that I've got to agree wholeheartedly with is, the rarity era is over.
Absolutely.
Long live Zola, on we go.
Until his era's over.
Yes, yeah. Long live the king, yeah. I think that goes a little bit, hopefully not overlooked in all of this melee, is Trillion Trophy Asia. In honesty, they've saved this club from oblivion.
Absolutely.
And in doing so, I'm not saying we need to be grateful, but I think we also need to be respectful of giving them the opportunity, to try and put their mark on the club and hope that it's good. They have, in my experience, gone well beyond my expectations in the transfer window in what they've done and what they've funded. I wondered what you guys thought.
Well, it's been a bit frenetic this week.
Surprised or?
First of all, Kevin, I do think you're right in the sense that I think we do have to be thankful of the owners because for 5 years we were crying out for an ownership change, and that's what they've given us.
Yes,
that's so they have stabilised us. But by all accounts, they were putting money into us before it was all official, just to make sure that everything was going to be okay when it was sorted. So I think we do have to be thankful to them, and we do have to accept that this is the modern game, if you like, that they are now the owners, and if whatever they want to do if it's in their interest or Blues' interest, that is what they're going to do. So I think you have to accept that. You have to be thankful for what they've done to us. Am I surprised at what they've done in the market? Well, they said 10 million for everything, didn't they?
Yes.
Transfer funds, wages, everything. When they took over, I think we spent about 6 million transfer fees. So that's not far off now. If you take into account Gardner's wages will probably be quite high. I would imagine Kieran Frey's wages will be quite high as well. So you're probably not far off the 10 million mark now. So not surprised, but really after what we've had, relieved that they're sticking to their word and that they've told us one thing and that's what they're delivering in terms of the transfer fee.
Kevin, does it bother you that we don't get to see them?
It doesn't. No, I mean I've been quite an admirer. Might be a bit an admirer of Daniel Ivory, who you probably all know or know of, and he has really. If you've been involved with following peace dealings with our once allies out in Hong Kong, you can see it's almost a welcome relief that people like Paul Sven and co are somewhat under the radar, professional, a little bit distant, letting Panos, the manager, and the staff at the club run the club. They're not looking to say, I bought this club, kudos to me, let's have the dancing dragons, and
yeah,
I think there is something nice to being low key, and I'm not worried about not seeing them. Not worried in the slightest.
No.
I do think. I mean, they've done okay by us so far, and I would say, well done to ETA to this point. And I'd also say, when I look at the players that have come in recently, we've not seen them play, but they all come with a little bit of a reputation of being the right age, something that can be developed with pace, skill, and ability. We hope, and I think it's going to really transform Birmingham, being very pedestrian in this early phase of Zolas' transition to being, I think, will be a club in the top 10, come the end of the season. I think we'll see things really march forward in a positive way.
How long do you think that transition is going to take, realistically?
I mean, I still don't write off this season. I know a lot of people do, and maybe I've got my blue glasses on, but I'm not writing off this season. If they hit the ground running, if they have been picked and got the right credentials and ability, then, lots of points to play for. Why can't we push up the league? Why can't we still, make a late playoff run? It's not out of our reach, truly. Not the 3 points for a win. It's not out of our reach.
I think you have got, I think Blues fans, you've got to be optimistic, haven't you? That I'm sitting here naturally quite negative anyway, but sitting here quite negative about the season. But you do think if we get to the end of February and we can put 4-5 wins together, or a run of 4 out of 5 wins or something, then you are certainly you could completely forget relegation for one thing, which is good. So then you've got the freedom, if you like, to go out and just express yourself. And if the new guys come in and do make a sudden impact, but then again we've just said that is asking a lot of them to come in and immediately change the way that we're going to play, especially as there's probably only 2 of them are going to play in Sue and Frey. You wouldn't imagine Cater would start every week, but we'll see. And I think it's admirable that we are still looking at potentially a late run if we can get it all together.
Yeah, Wayne Thompson on Facebook has just said the caller is right. This season isn't over yet. Don't understand why so many are writing it off.
I'm writing it off because of the quality of the teams that are up there at the moment. You've got the top 2 are obviously been there. Newcastle are excellent, and Brighton have been there or thereabouts for the last couple of years. Sheffield Wednesday are similar. They've been there or thereabouts. Leeds are playing really well. Huddersfield look good. Fulham, and obviously them across the road if they have a decent end to the week.
Well, let's hope not.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I hope not. Yeah, but ideally, they don't make any more signings. But if they do, then you've got to see them as a potential threat as well. And Norwich have still got a really good squad. So
Yes.
if they go on a decent run,
Yeah.
that's why I'm seeing it as you can forget the playoffs now. I think our chance was at the start of December. But the run we've been on has put us out of that, I think.
Are you optimistic, Kevin, then?
No, I still remain optimistic.
Okay.
And I would love to see maybe just one other addition if the budget could be stretched that far. I'd love to see something maybe like Chris Martin from Fulham. He's had a contract in June. If he hasn't signed a new contract, maybe somebody like that would be available.
Does
£2 or
he
£3
fit
million
the
transfer fee?
Does he fit the style though, Kevin? Do you think?
I think as much as fitting the style, I would honestly say Donaldson, Jukovic don't fit Zola's style.
No, I agree.
Shea Adams does.
Yeah.
Shea Adams does for me because he goes at people with the ball at his feet with pace.
Yeah.
But what I think it would do is it would put sufficient pressure on the existing three that they wouldn't rest on their laurels, and that may be enough just to keep their form high and keep the goals coming.
Mm. Yeah.
So I'd love to see another striker, whether it be a Zola-esque striker or not. I
Just
just want to
bodies.
see a bit more competition up that front.
Yeah.
Not just bodies, but genuine bit of competition.
Yeah.
Okay, great call, Kev. Thanks ever so much for phoning in. You are the first official caller on the Tilton Talk Show. Phone in. You can take that with you for the rest of your life.
Do I get a badge? Do I get a badge?
Something we could start doing.
Yeah.
I think another there was a Bronx hat, wasn't there, on a similar edition of a sort of phone-in, Midlands phone-in.
Talk hats, actually, yeah, so, yeah,
Can
we could do.
I have a Bronx hat, Tom?
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, cheers then, Kevin.
All right,
Thanks.
Kev. Thanks all the best, my
Bye.
friend. Take good care. Take good care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
All right, I'll pass you your phone back, Mr. Brown. There you go. You can deal with that. Yes, good call. And I think it's a very good point about the ownership.
Yes, yeah. I think you do have to forget. It is easy to forget what they have done for us. That we were crying out for ownership change, and that's what they've given us at the end of the day. And they have stabilised us as a club. And it is easy to forget that when you don't win in 8. They make the change, and then you don't win in 8. It is very easy to forget what they have done for us. So, put things into perspective. Would you rather be where we are now, having not won 8, or would you rather be, in administration where Coventry are? So,
Mess.
exactly.
Total mess.
So
What
it's
a awful shame for that
it's
football club.
you got to get your priorities right. I think at times. So
A name that's been branded about a little bit here is Omar Bogle.
yeah.
Grimsby, I think. Is
That was one last week as well, I think.
Right.
But he's like Dan Scarr, I think. If you were going to take a gamble on him, except that Omar Bogle will probably cost a bit more than Dan Scarr, based on the fact that he's already doing it in League 2. A young striker, quick striker. So you're probably looking at $1 million plus for him, really, which for Grimsby would be an amazing bit of money. But is he going to come in? And I think, like Kevin said, just you don't. I said bodies. I think that was the wrong word. Kevin used the right word. Competition.
Right. Yeah.
You don't just want to get a striker in for a striker's sake. You want to bring somebody in that he's gonna make Jukovic and Donaldson compete for their place and make them know that they're either playing well or they're not playing.
Ray says it's difficult for teams to come and do their own work on Blues at the moment from the footballing side, and with the new players coming in.
Yeah.
So that's,
Well,
but
the new guys are going to bring a new edge to us that teams in the Championship aren't going to have seen much of them. So hopefully the likes of Frey and Cater, if he does play, will bring an added dimension that not many teams in the Championship will know how to play against them.
And a good call here from Darren Collins. Let's judge Zola at the end of the season. His style should come into fruition in the next month or so, but saying that a few more winless weeks, I may have to rethink. Keep
That's the nature of the game, isn't it? Listen,
yeah.
That name Zigic is still cropping
What's
up. Won't go away. Tell him to go away.
What's that?
Zigic is still cropping up, that name.
Yes, it's still cropping up, isn't it? If teams like Bournemouth and Burnley can stay in the Premiership, we can surely get promoted from George Ellis. It's probably the most difficult league in the world to get out of.
It is. You've probably got 18 out of the 24 teams at the start of the season could legitimately say, yeah, we're going for promotion this year. So
Michael Greaves is saying Rotherham have bid 750,000 for Bogle.
Rotherham, yeah, well,
that seems a fair price.
That's a last gasp desperation thing. Bottom of the table, and their needs probably a bit greater than ours at the moment for a goal scorer. If he pays off, if he scores 10 goals until the end of the season and keeps them up, then it's the best 750 grand they've spent in a long time. But it's a risk, it's a gamble.
Carl Colclough says, do you think Zola is the man for promotion? Well, Carl, what I can tell you is you can ask him yourself, as he's doing a question and answer session at Blues on Tuesday the 21st of February in the Legends Lounge at St Andrews. There are 2 packages available. The standard package details are management team question and answer dinner, 3-course meal, Tom Ross to compare. Surprised they didn't ask us, to be perfectly honest with you.
I know,
questions pre-submitted. Legends Lounge, cost for that is £500 plus VAT for a standard table of 10.
I'm sure you just said £500.
I said £500
for a table of
10. Yes, or the VIP package details, which is all of the above, and pre-event drinks reception in the boardroom, complimentary beers, house wines and soft drinks during the VIP reception, meet and greet with the management team, prime position table within the Legends Lounge, and the cost of that is just a very snippet at £800 plus VAT. So there you go.
Did you say you get free housewives as well?
You can pop along for,
we need to pay gardeners' wages.
A very small amount of money there, and go and ask him yourself, mate, to be perfectly fair. But, do you think that's a bit too dear, Mr. Brown?
Just a bit, yeah.
What would you normally pay for a table of 10?
I'm just thinking you could give like 80 odd tickets to free schools for that, couldn't you?
Controversial, isn't he, today?
He's on one.
No. It's called clever marketing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Get the kids in, get them hooked.
What, to a Q&A with Zola?
To the ground.
Oh, sorry.
Kids for a quid.
I thought you were on about the
80 odd quids in. You put them in the Olympic Gallery. There you go. Fans for life.
You got to open it then, though.
Yeah, but if they all spend £3 each in the burger bar, you know what I mean? That's going to pay for the stewarding.
Won't pay for the staff, won't pay for the stewarding, won't pay for the
Maybe we should have volunteers. Go
on then.
Yeah, I'd go up there.
Congratulate Rodder for volunteering.
Free ticket, yeah. Watch the game. I'd go, yeah.
I don't know where this one's going today.
I would pay to go and work at Blues.
You would. You're on camera.
Let me tell you,
the back of your head.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't.
Okay, getting back to some of your comments then, because it's you, the people that matter. Tahir Mahmoub says, I think we have 2 attacking fullbacks. As we have 2 attacking fullbacks, we should consider 3-5-2 with Grounds, Morrison and Shotton in defence.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people put 3 at the back on. It's the in vogue system at the moment, isn't it? A couple of years ago, it was 2 defensive midfielders, and now it's 3 at the back. Do we suit 3 at the back? If Keita or Ensue aren't available, then you're struggling for that system because we're not suited to it anymore. And I think 3, you want to keep the ball. I'm not sure 3 at the back would suit us at the moment.
Okay.
Just at the moment.
George Ellis says, give it another season. Not saying Zola another season, but we don't want to start chopping and changing managers. Keep the faith.
Yeah, well, like I said, the pointless thing would be to sack him now because you've made the change. You've now got to give him time to see it through. You've got to give him the chance to see it through. Otherwise, you've sacked the manager. You've brought Zola in. You've given him some money, and then you've sacked him before he's even had a chance to work on it. So that would be pointless.
And a dear friend of mine said, Nick, I expected to see you in Blackburn on Saturday. Thanks, Alan. I've not been too blessed with health this last 2.5 weeks, my dear friend. So no, couldn't make the trip, I'm afraid. Andy Osborne, but it's nice to have you on, Alan. Thanks, by the way. Alan is this lovely chap. Goes round Blackburn Cemetery, finds all the war graves, cleans and tidies them up, and makes them all look very respectable. Nice man, very nice man. I'm sure the boys will have clicked by the time we play the Vile, Keep the Faith. Now that is a good point, Andy Osborne. That is a good point. That's looming now, isn't it, that game?
No, it's miles away.
It's coming.
Do you know what? We could be anywhere. By then, we could be in a relegation scrap by then. So that's miles away. That is still. So I think you just got to focus on the next three really at the moment and see where we are then.
Yeah.
Before we even start considering that game.
And George, you said, is there any sign of the horse? Nope.
Nope. His horse is still
at
not
the moment.
Is he behind you over there?
No.
He's over there. No.
Welcome, Vic, to the show again. The club do give tickets to school children.
Yeah, of course they do. But
and have arranged open days. The responses have been poor.
yeah, they're not doing the job properly, are they?
There you go. And welcome to Shane, just tuned in to go shopping. You poor individual, you. Having a real issue with getting to Maine and his old man's tune. Cope myself singing it round Asda. I don't quite get that one, do you?
I think he was singing Lads from the Tilton around Asda.
Righty. Okay.
Nay, said George.
George Robinson shot on grounds as a back three would be relegation with 2 exclamation marks.
Yeah, I mean, you play all 3 centre backs that we've got. If one of them gets injured, then you're struggling again, aren't you? So, or suspended, then you have to rejig everything. I think, you know, we've really only got 3 or 4 centre back options and 2 attacking, especially on the left side. You've only got Cater if you're going to play ground centre back. So it does rely on everybody staying fit and not getting suspended.
Yeah. And Greg Capps made one here. Has anybody wondered whether Frank Lampard would be a good punt, as he's looking for a club in the Championship and he is Zolas?
Yeah, well, he's played with Zola.
He said he's looking for a club in the Championship.
Well, I think no, not in the Championship.
Oh, right,
no.
I was going to say.
But would he drop down in the Championship? Is that the way he'd want to end his career?
Probably not. I think he would want to go out on that ultimate.
And if he's only got 6 months left, is he? Although he's Zola's mate, would he come to us just to play a mid-table season, finish out, and end your career that way?
And if it didn't work,
and
there's also all these,
And I think he'd probably be the highest earner we've ever had at the club as well if he comes. So. But I don't think he'd
definitely put the burgers up then.
Yeah.
Dennis says if we put out the 90 odd schools with a Birmingham postcode that you can go and see a match, of some of the club is about its worth. If the kids are the future, the Vile don't let the kids in or get involved anymore. Give my kids school tickets, I'll bite your hands off. That's because you don't feed them, Dennis.
But school kids support Man City and Chelsea nowadays.
They do, yeah, that's right, yeah.
This is the problem, isn't it? And Barcelona.
Exactly.
And Real Madrid.
You can't blame them.
And this is where they've got to be educated. They've got to be forced to go down blues.
Yeah, that's... But, even, the parents, like, I don't think they'd do it. I don't think they'd be interested in doing it, unfortunately.
I think we've skipped a generation as well, which hasn't helped.
Yeah, probably.
George Treeglan, do you think Shot and Morrow are genuinely good enough for a top 6 team? Yes, I do.
They were in December, and they were at the start of December.
Yeah, because we were a top 6 team.
Yeah. It's exactly what we were. So
George Ellis says we need a decent backup keeper. Yeah, there's some issues with legs-ins last week in that game, wasn't there?
Well, he didn't concede in the 45 minutes at Blackburn after he come on, but the cup game obviously gave the penalty away, which wasn't a great start. Obviously Kushak's your number one, and if he's available, he plays. And we're out of the cups now, so we don't have to worry about playing the reserve keeper in the cup competitions or anything. So I think listen, Zola might have his eye on a keeper to get for the summer. You don't know. So, But I think if Kuszak went off injured, but
What was the extent of that injury? Do you know?
No, he's fine now. I think
Okay.
he went all dazed. I think. So they took him off as a precaution, but I think it's all okay. So he'll be available for the next game.
Kevin Kelly, can we? Yes, of course. Can we give a shout out and thanks to Jonathan Spector for his service to Blues as he departs for Orlando MLS?
Like I said, he's been here a long time now, so he's been through the thick and thin that we've been through, over the Carson era. So, fair play to him for sticking around for so long. When I'm sure he could have gone before, So, an experienced international player.
Nice to go and play football in Orlando, though.
Wouldn't be bad.
Oh, it can't be bad.
I wouldn't turn it down.
No, can't be bad.
And then summer storms and the like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dear. Wazza. Starlin, my old man is an Albion fan, but the first live game I went to was Blues and been there ever since. Getting the kids through the door is the club's future, without a doubt.
Spot on.
Listen, it's getting the kids through the door,
That's the hard bit.
but you've got to make them want to. So, even if you said, "Here's a free ticket for Blues at home on a Saturday afternoon,"
Yeah.
they'll say, "No, you're all right," because Spurs are on at 12:30 on Sky, and then Man United are on BT at 5:00. So I don't want to miss those games.
Yeah.
That's what you're dealing with. That's what you're competing
And
with.
also
now.
the fact as well, it's a lot with not just the little kids, but slightly bigger kids now as well. They expect you to win every
Exactly,
game.
yeah.
Whereas like in mine and Nick's day,
You just went for the
we
game.
went there
yeah?
because
It was
you
your-
had to go there. It was the church to go to every Saturday. When you won or lost,
Yeah.
you went to St Andrews.
Yeah,
But if kids turn up and we play the way we did against Barnsley at home or Brentford at home,
Yeah.
then they ain't going to come back. They'll think, well, what?
Yeah,
I missed
that's what
Man
I'm
United
saying.
or Man City
That's
on
why
telly
it's,
for this.
that's why it's changed.
Yeah,
we would have come back.
Listen, it has
We would have
changed.
come
I'm not denying
Yeah,
that.
we would have come back.
Yeah,
And we
but
did.
these kids won't. They'd
Yeah.
rather watch Man United and Chelsea on the telly.
Oh, Dennis is saying so. Until you give them that ticket, you won't know what they think.
But
Yeah. Surely it's a numbers game.
Bickermitt was on there saying, and Adrian said before they have offered them. They have offered schools these tickets, and the take up is really poor.
Yeah.
And I think this is because they know that the kids are coming into school wearing Man United and Chelsea tops, and they know that they can take these tickets. But then you offer them to the parents who have all got Sky subscriptions and BT subscriptions and watching the 12:00 game, probably watching a 3:00 internet on an internet stream somewhere, and then a 5:30 game on the telly. And there's no need to go to the live game because they've got it all in front of them.
Faye Licky says, my son plays for Tamworth team under 10s, and I know for a fact if they give tickets out, they would be well up for it, apart from the B6 fans, of course.
Well, yeah. Listen, if that's the case, brilliant. And
But that's kids
maybe it is.
That's kids that are playing grassroots football and are interested in the game.
So then you start saying maybe it is the commercial department who are trying to give tickets away to schools, whereas if you go around local Saturday morning kids teams, local Sunday morning kids teams, would they prefer it? I know. Well, from my perspective, Blues Ladies, they've got 5 or 6 sister clubs now who are local underage teams around the area, and they often get ticket free admission into games and things, and that is well taken up. But
Rhys Williams, do you not think going down the Blues is all part of the day out?
Well, it used to be.
Used to be.
Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah. But if you're a 10-year-old now who's got access to all of these games online or on Sky TV, that's not going to a game live is not part of the day anymore because you've got those games.
Good call here from
when
Jeff.
when you were growing up, you didn't have three live games on a Saturday and then 2 live games on a Sunday to watch on Sky.
Every game was played at 3:00 on Saturday afternoon. Yeah.
And not one of them maybe on the telly.
Yeah.
On Match of the Day highlights.
Good shout here from Jeffrey Young. Thanks, Jeffrey. Welcome to the show. Teenagers in Asia only support Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea. Please don't make it happen in the future. It is happening.
It is happening.
It is happening. Warren was a Starlin. Give the schools, say, 10 tickets and the kids be flag bearers. Being on the pitch could make all the... Yeah, that's a good idea.
I know what Lee's saying.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
Yes, but then they get 200 and odd quid per mascot who get to go on the pitch So you're not only giving away a tenner a ticket for giving away free tickets, you're giving away 250 odd quid a mascot package then.
Okay.
So it's adding up and adding up then. And unfortunately, it is all about finance and costs.
Bic, we are supporting communities to attend by providing an enhanced match day experience. Chris B, you were there when the Maypole Lions visited.
Yeah. But
Who were the Maypole Lions, Chris?
Is that a local club?
Who
It
were the
was
Maypole
a local club, yeah.
Yes,
but
so
they
again,
took down, yeah.
It's not a school; it's a local club.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where they should be looking at, really.
And I know there's the argument where, I think you under 11s can have a free season ticket if they go with a full paying adult, I believe. Under 11s, so I've just been told.
Yeah.
But then again, not everybody can afford the season ticket, so there's that argument
if
as
the
well.
if the coach has still got to buy the ticket.
It's not all about just affording the tickets nowadays. It's commitments and
it's getting all of those kids together to go to the match on the day.
Yeah.
Again,
it's routine. It's getting them into that routine because kids do so many things now, whereas you couldn't years ago.
Just went.
There was
to the
nothing
football,
else to do.
Yeah,
You went down the blues.
Exactly, yeah.
And as bad as it sounds, if Man United versus Man City is on the 5:30 game,
they're going to watch it.
People aren't going to go to the 3 o'clock game because they're going to miss that Man City game on the telly.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the shout board then. Daniel Inson, hello. Chris Pugh, haven't seen you in ages since we were working in Mackie's. Keep right on.
Who is that?
Daniel Insole.
Daniel Inson, my word, yes.
You used to work at McDonald's?
I did, yeah.
Did
That was my first job, yeah.
Oh,
Worked with Daniel Inson, yeah. Good to hear from him. He's right, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Should we add him to the fan club?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure Dan Inson would be more than happy to join my
There you
fan
go.
club.
So you're up to 10 now, I think.
Yes.
10 official
Double
fan
figures.
club members.
And Feilicky's kind of agreeing with what we said. Yeah, that is definitely what should happen. Send them round to the Saturday morning kids matches. They are the ones that love the game and understand the game. Yeah,
well,
totally agree.
you joke about it. I saw there was a story going around Twitter earlier that I saw. A Portsmouth player said that I think it was Portsmouth. Basically tweeted that his training had been cancelled and he didn't have any plans for the day. So an under 11s player for the local team said, "Oh, you could come down and teach us, train with us for a bit, and it'd be great for you to come down, like sort of thing."
Yeah.
And told him where they were playing, and the player tweeted him back saying, "Give me 5 minutes," and he turned up at the pitch, and that must have been a brilliant experience for those local kids. Seeing a player, Portsmouth are still a big club down on the south coast, well supported, and that must have been brilliant for the kids to see a player turn up like that. So.
Dennis says, totally disagree, Mr. Pugh. Give the kids a chance, don't knock them till they've tried it. And Warren says, no, the flag bearers are free, the mascot is different. So that might be... Stephen Cale's written a message there, quite a long one, but we'll come back to that one in a minute. Bick says, kids under 11s team. Andy Osborne, less game on telly, higher attendances across the board. That's never going to happen.
No.
Not now.
Yeah, how are you going to... with the success that Sky have made of the Premier League, how are you now going to turn around and say, actually, it's having a detrimental effect on everybody else, you're going to have to cut it? Absolutely. Imagine the Premier League teams, the amount of money they get from Sky now, if you told them that they were going to have to cut it.
Marcus Williams likes the idea, good idea for the kids to fill the seats. And Dennis says, Bick, please contact my kids' school. They would love to be involved. Half-season tickets on sale, offer until January the 31st. Thank you for that one, Marcus Williams. And... right, okay. Stephen Cale on the kids going grassroots teams have ticketing scheme which give them discounted tickets, £10 adults, £3 children. As the parents from the side, I manage, take this up fairly often. Maybe they could expand this.
But grassroots teams have a ticketing scheme which gives them discounts at £10 adult, £3 kids.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 coaches going, 2 of the adult coaches and 5 kids, that's still 35 quid.
Still a fair
and they've got to get there and back, and they've got to buy. They're probably going to have to buy a program. So you're still looking at 50 quid plus on the day out. It's good to have discounted, but the point is that if you want to fill those seats, you know, maybe do go free for local schools teams and get them involved. Get a pathway where you're linking up. Like I said, Blues Ladies they're officially linked now, sister clubs with those clubs around the area, so that those clubs know that, you know, they're officially linked with Blues Ladies. And if you had that with Blues as well, that'd be a really good incentive for local teams to get involved in.
Okay.
And who knows, you might just find an absolute gem of a 12-year-old kid who's playing, who gets snapped up before Man U or Chelsea do.
Right, okay, go back to this comment of Stephen Cales then. A change of subject. Anyone think TTA have given themselves a problem now they've sacked Gary Rowett? They effectively told everyone that 7th place wasn't good enough, so they heightened everyone's expectations. The fact is, they haven't come out to put anything to the fans with regards to their expectations for the club under Gianfranco Zola. In the short term, has probably added to the pressure.
It's immensely added to the pressure of Zola. But if we're being honest with ourselves, if we're being realistic, we know that they didn't sack Rowett based on where we were in the table. We know that that's not the case.
No.
That, you know, that you can come out and say that if you want, but that's not true, because you can't. You don't sack someone when you're outside the points playoffs on goal difference. You just don't. You know, there is no footballing reason. If it's his contract issue, or if it's just bringing in a name, whatever you want to say, that was the reason. It wasn't nothing to do with the football inside of it. So in essence, they have made it difficult for themselves, and they have made it incredibly difficult for Zola, because from the outside you are looking at it and saying, well, they've sacked him when they're outside, when they're currently 7th, but they obviously want playoffs.
But they've also done what they've said they're going to do so far.
In terms of transfer fee,
yeah,
they've backed Zola with the money, but what they've got to do now is they've got to stick with it. They can't sack him based on fan pressure. They have to let him see this through now.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's going to be difficult for Zola. It's going to be difficult for the board, because if we are 16th, 17th, then the pressure on him is going to get even more intense than it is now.
Okay, are we going to get that elusive win on Saturday then?
Norwich away?
Yes.
Oh my word! I can't give us a win at Norwich.
You can't give us a win at Norwich?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
No. I mean, obviously I'd love us to, but I just can't. I can't see it at the moment.
Are you going to predict a score?
Not creating much. Look fragile at the back.
You're not going to go for
3-1 Norwich.
3-1.
So you're going 3-1. Mr. Brown.
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit narrower than that. I'm probably going to go for a 1-0 Norwich.
1-0, and I'm going to... sorry, 1.
You're going to go for the win to Blues.
No, I'm going to go for a draw, a 1-1 draw.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Mark Nichols has just said that we've just ruined his dry January. He's on his 9th point.
Sorry,
9?
Mark.
What's up with him? Why so few?
Sorry, George Ellis has said, we bore off with Rowett. We were actually...
We were going to talk about it.
We were going to talk about it. It was a comment that come in.
It just
so
came
you have to make... But you know what? It's so difficult not to compare, as we are only a month... You know, a month and a bit ago, he was still the manager. So it is natural to compare the current... what's happening now with what he was doing. So at some points we are going to have to bring the name up based on comparing what we've got now.
Hassan says, oh golly, I've lost that one, do beg your pardon, my friend. Right, no, I've lost it completely now. Yeah, Norwich predictions. Bring us your Norwich predictions in, people. Dean Williams says such positivity. Ray,
yeah, sorry,
don't worry. Whatever you predict for Saturday, it's not on the Super 6.
Yeah, that's a relief.
Which I did quite well in this week. To be, I think I had 9 points on the Super 6.
7.
I was just outside this week's top 10. Bit disappointed that you don't put the weekly top 10 on, Chris.
I want to finish in the top 10. I do.
Yeah.
I'm only going to show the top 10 now, just to give people that bit more incentive to get in that top 10.
Yeah. You want to see your name sorted out.
Nicky says, going back to the tickets, I've just asked my son what he thinks about the tickets for the kids, and he said what a brilliant idea. He would love to be at the Blues every Saturday. Again, so would I, but, you know, it's other commitments that you have, and, you know.
And you remember, these kids' coaches as well have got they've got lives and families of their own probably, so it's not going to be feasible that they can go every week as well. No. So,
but as I say, look, it's a numbers game. Get enough tickets out there.
But and if you get enough clubs involved, so if you get 5 clubs involved, it's going to be tough. If you get 20 clubs involved, then you can alternate between the clubs. Which club go every week then, and then it eases the pressure on those coaches.
Going back again to attendances and ticketing and one thing and another, Dennis says, Mr. Pugh, there's only one way to keep the tradition of getting more fans down St Andrews. I remember getting there for half-time when the gates were opened and we got in for nothing.
Oh, Dennis.
Things change and we as a club...
Listen,
hang on, I'll read it all first.
Go on,
Things change and we as a club need to encourage any young fan to go to the ground, encourage as many as possible to stand and learn the song that is blues from their elders. You can't encourage them to stand because it's against the rules.
That's what, exactly.
At the moment,
they'll get told to sit down by stewards if they stand. But you didn't have live games on the telly.
No, this
when you guys were growing up, you know. And that is the thing now. You are now competing against.
It was match of the day on Saturday night, and then Star Soccer on a Sunday, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Then we'd get nothing.
With Gary Newborn.
Exactly.
You were lucky if you had a European game in the week that was beamed in or something.
You're now competing with a live game at 12:30, a live game at 5:30, and then on the Sunday you got. I mean, this week we had 12 o'clock. 2:30 and 4 o'clock.
And the reason Dennis used to go in at half time was purely because he's a tight ass.
Yeah, and he could get in for free.
He does it now.
But this is what you're comparing with. You are competing against Man United every week now because Man United are going to be on the telly and Arsenal are going to be on the telly and the kids want to watch them.
Yeah, good point here from Stephen Cow. Going back, I'm sorry we keep going back and forwards, but never mind. 2 months ago, people were still comparing Rout with Lee Clark.
Well, exactly.
So yes, there will always be a comparison of sorts, I suppose. Marcus Williams can't see us winning, unfortunately, not after they smash Wolves. Hopefully, Robbie Brady will be gone this week. However, I'm going to say 3-0 Blues.
3-0 Blues, wow.
Good man.
That would be a way to
George Tasker will beat Norwich. There we go.
There is some...
typical Blues. And
positivity going
Clark
around.
got a 2-2 at Norwich. Kevin Kelly, Norwich 2 Blues 2, entertaining and valuable point from our team and their friends too. It's just not players. It's not just the players. So yeah. Bix says,
do you know what? How bad it is now. We could draw 2-2 at Norwich, which would be an excellent point. But do you know what? It'd be 9. It'd be 9 without a win then, and that's what people would be picking up on.
Yes,
that's how important that 3 points is now. It's the desperation for that to stop that counting 6, 7, 8. If we don't beat Norwich 9, that's how important that win is now for Zola.
Yeah.
Andy Osborne knees up Mother Brown at the back of the Kop. Those were the days. They were as well, weren't they?
Yes,
they certainly were.
Yeah. Push them all down the front.
Oh, man.
Choke them against the barriers.
Knees up Mother Brown. That was a song to be sung.
Under the table you must go.
Right, some important news come out the ladies' camp this week.
Yes, so last week, obviously, we mentioned the new signings, Ellen White and Sarah Mayling joined from Notts County and Villa respectively. Ellen White, a full England international, so to make that kind of acquisition is a real statement, and I think it's a real sign of hopefully that we, again this season we're not just going to be accepting.
So where's she come from?
Notts County. Yeah.
Oh, right.
But hopefully we're not going to accept being the whipping team of the league again, and like most seasons people write us off, but signing someone of the ilk of Ellen White will hopefully mean that again we're looking upwards rather than down. We had a few players on international duty this week. Ellie Brazil scored for England in a 2-0 win against Norway, in which Chloe Peplow played. Peplow has been in the studio. And
Coco's gone, of course, now.
Yes, Coco's left, and Alex Windell has left. And Mel Lawley's gone to Man City. I think they're the only departures at the moment. But Jess Carter's signed on. There was quite a few rumours that Chelsea were looking at her, so for her to sign on for a contract extension is brilliant news. If you're told that Ellen White was signing, that might be one of the reasons why she decided to stay on. So, there's quite a bit of positivity around at the moment. Hopefully, there can be a few more additions before the start of the spring series, which starts in April. And I think we mentioned last week there's 9 games. It's just a shortened league before the FAWSL starts again in October. In the winter, so there'll be 9 games. We've got 5 games at home, and I think they've released ticket prices. You could get those 5 games for £25, so £5 a game, which is excellent value at the moment. So hopefully that'll be taken up pretty well, and we'll get a few more down Solihull Moors.
Cool. Any more to come in, do you think?
I've heard a couple of rumours, but I'd rather not say.
No problem.
In case.
Going back to your chat box then, George, thanks ever so much, George Beasley, for mentioning Sports Night. I told you, remember that one, Chris?
Sports Night, that's Europe games,
Grandstand on Saturday. Oh dear, them were the days. Bit of
I
wrestling.
bet they were.
A bit of wrestling.
I'm sure it's true, but I heard it today. I haven't checked, but didn't Rabbit go 9 games without a win?
I'm going to say no,
okay,
but I'll be happy to prove wrong.
Okay. I haven't checked, I'm just saying.
If anybody out there knows the answer to that, did Gary Rowett go 9 games without a win?
Yeah.
Would be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And if he has, then for some reason that's been shoved under the carpet.
I don't know why though, Chris. It doesn't feel like we've gone 9 games without a win though, does it? Like would normally be slitting around wrists.
No, honestly, it does. No. It does feel like it because the amount of pressure, that he's building on that first win. Every time we don't win now, the last 4 games we haven't won. Yeah. It has been adding up, and you've been thinking, you really, really need this win now, and it hasn't come.
How have we managed to stay above the Villa? That's all I want to know.
Well, yeah.
How?
Because McCormack's not been able to
exactly.
He
can't get out the gates, can he? He's only 3'3".
Vic says, anybody interested in the ticketing incentive scheme, please contact Kate Evans at the Blues. That's
brilliant. Well done.
Good call, that one. Thanks for that one.
Good stuff.
Luke Kelly says end of last season and start of this season.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Derby County went 32 games without a win across the Premiership and Championship 2007-2008.
And nobody's forgot that.
Nobody will ever forget that.
Nobody's forgot that. So.
Marcus Williams, seen this one a couple of times. I hope we signed Quaison.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about him. Swedish international. So these are... if Zola's trying to get these foreign players in, and hopefully, like we mentioned about Keita and people like that, they're going to be new to the Championship, so they're going to have to learn the league. But also, other teams don't know a lot about them, so they might have that surprise factor, which could help. So,
good stuff.
Can we have some more of the old songs that we used to sing at the back of the cop as well, please? Just jot them up on the... I've got 10 minutes left.
I doubt if Chris can remember.
Sorry?
Not
from you. From you lovely people out there. Some more of the old songs that we used to sing. I'll go from... One was... Come to Birmingham, you will see. Ansell's
Brewery,
Bitter,
M&B.
Yeah. We don't drink whiskey, we don't drink rum. We are the Boot Boys. Brum, brum. Brum, 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 brum. Brum, brum. There you go.
I don't know do you remember there used to be an Ansell's flag?
Yes.
I actually had that flag.
Have you still got it?
I haven't got it, no.
Why?
It went to an away game. It went to... Where did it go? It went to Shrewsbury in the Cup. I think it was probably late 70s, early 80s. And never came back. But I had that flag, the Ansell's flag. Massive it was.
Yeah?
Massive flag, yeah.
And they used to have, on the main stand, there used to be flags of every club that we were playing in that division all the way across.
That's right, yeah.
You probably wouldn't be allowed that flag anymore, though, because it's alcohol.
Exactly,
You'd probably get a petition signed where they don't want it because it's a bad...
promoting
bad attitude to kids.
The flag that I have an absolutely enormous Union Jack with BCFC written on it, and that one came off the top of Derby County's football ground, the old baseball ground.
All right.
And when they took that down, my mate nipped up and borrowed the flag.
Just nipped up. 300 feet.
Pop up the baseball ground.
Got it, yeah. And I swapped it for a Michelin man for the top of his van.
Yeah.
I had a Michelin man back in the day. There you go.
Yep,
So, any more stories?
Shoot
If I had the
down
wings of a
memory
sparrow, do you remember
Yes.
that one?
I had the
Don't think
wings of a sparrow.
we can sing that one. As we
I had
asked,
the-
the phone in not to swear, I don't think we can sing
Yeah,
it, do you?
that's right.
Keep Right Hand sang like it should be with the slow one with the noise. Yeah, beautiful. I
With
love
the la
slow
las
version.
and not the clap claps, please.
Love the slow version.
Yeah.
Were you wheelbarrow? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
In Birmingham's Fair City, where the girls are so pretty. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone.
Fantastic. We hadn't got a clue what these songs were about, but they were
I'd rather
brilliant,
be a
weren't they?
sausage than an egg. We've done that one a few
Yeah,
times.
well, that's the classic away one, isn't it? Yeah, they were doing that when I was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the proper version of Keep Right On sang back in the day when it was sung a lot slower was just, it was spine tingling.
Oh, God.
But I bet it was
yeah.
full.
Tingling.
I bet the ground was full when it was
You know,
sung
the
at its
first
best.
conversation I had with Panos he said to me, he says, what I really love is the slow version of Keep Right On.
All
I'll tell
right,
you
what
that.
players would you lads like to see come into Blues before the window closes? That's from Gary Johnson.
Okay, so we've got our left back, we've got our centre back, we've got a right back, central midfielder and an attacking midfielder. So that only really leaves one, and that's the one everybody's been on about, isn't it? A
Somebody to score the
striker.
goals,
So,
yeah. Somebody to score the goals.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost the guy who's George Tasker. I think he's mentioned a couple of times. Gary Hooper would be a choice. Now Gary Hooper's an interesting one because Sheffield Wednesday are trying to sign strikers, so maybe they would be willing to offload Hooper. And if you can, I think he's a guy who would score goals in the division. So that might not be a terrible shout if they're because they've signed Sam Winnall from Barnsley, and I think they've joined the race to sign McCormack from Villa, and they've been linked to Jordan Rhodes as well. So if they are trying to buy more strikers, and Gary Hooper is available, that wouldn't be a bad shout, I don't think.
No.
I'd like to see him at the top of that up front in that team.
And who can you see going? Spector's gone, obviously, now.
Spector's gone. Fabrini looks like he probably wants to go. Caddis is another one who's still, you're not sure where he is really, where he stands with it. Davis signed his contract, so he's not going to go anywhere. That's probably
that
it.
was a good bit of business.
Yeah, I think
Without
so.
a doubt.
I'm glad he signed. We said last week if you were to vote for the player of the season now, you'd probably give it Davis. So I think to get him on a long term deal is a good bit of business.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So I think only Fabrini really, and possibly Caddis. But if Spector's going to go, then maybe Caddis gets to stay. Gets to stay of execution like that.
Yeah. A few more songs. Let's All Have a Disco from Warren Wazza. Let's all have a disco.
Come on with it.
The Mighty Quinn.
Yeah, Fred Pickering, yeah. And Gordon Taylor on the wing. It wasn't a very good song, actually.
No, it needs a bit of work.
It needs a bit of work. I know, yeah.
Probably why it got dropped.
It's a no from me.
There wasn't the second chorus with that, unfortunately.
And then when the teams came out, even before the teams came out, we used to be either in the Cop or in the Tilton, depending on where they decided that us lot had to go. Yeah. And 10-15 minutes before kick-off, everybody would be. The place would be bouncing.
Oh, crikey.
Bouncing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the team sheet come out, they'd sing a song about Gary Sprake. Do you remember him?
Yeah, Gary.
We got Gary Sprake, number one.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
We got the best team in the land, and it would go through the whole team. And then, of course, when it comes to Trevor Francis, the whole stadium would just blast it out.
I used to be in the ground 20-1.
Yeah,
Didn't know him to 1.
No. Gary Johnson says, I remember singing One Step Beyond in the Tilton in the early 80s.
Chelsea have adopted that.
We did that one. We did.
Bickering, mate. We can't sing that one.
We can't do that one. I looked at that one as well. We can't sing that one, Bick, sorry. Yeah, good. Tarantino, yeah.
Something about an ambulance, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Oh, yes. God, blimey, that is that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's brought by Hoppy. That was another good one. Of course, Hoppy, who's been in.
You're going to get your Kicked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one and all. Yeah.
I would do like to be beside the seaside.
Chinese men to be. Well, I don't remember that one. Went to Rome in a dusty trailer.
Oh dear. Chinese men went to Rome in a rusty trailer. Don't know. I don't remember singing that one.
Maybe that's a new one.
Is it?
I don't know.
Could be.
That's a trip down memory lane,
But
wasn't
yeah,
it?
literally. And as I say, you know, this is what the problem with the modern game is now. It's
It's an entertainment rather than a day out. You know, you are going to be entertained now.
Yeah, I think it's more of
rather than
a
you're going for
theatre
the day out.
occasion.
It is,
isn't it?
yeah,
It's like
it is.
going to the
You're paying
theatre,
for your ticket, and
Yeah.
you've that's your ticket to be entertained. That's
Yeah.
your entertainment for the day. So
Yeah. Sad, really. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
ate
that is a new
Villa
one.
and we ate Villa. We ate Villa and we ate Villa. We ate Villa and we ate Villa.
again,
we
probably
are
a bit.
Villa haters.
Need a few more lyrics.
That one? yeah. Obviously, yeah.
It
Not
was
very
basic
intelligent
and it was
people
straight
who
to the
come up
point.
with that one.
It's basic and straight to the point. Oh dear. So yeah, if you've got any more songs, do share them with us because they're bringing back a few of the old
Can I just mention?
grey matter memories. Oh golly,
Can I just mention that coming up after the show, we've got part 2 of our Tom Ross interview where our friend Dave Gordon interviews Tom Ross and he picks his favourite tracks of the years.
stunningly wonderful.
Yeah. Some good tracks in there.
And can we mention this?
Go on, then.
The
Go on.
Gil Merrick
Oh, yes. of course.
signed
Yeah.
photo.
Cool,
Went
yeah.
for €100, which is £88
£88,
to Birmingham
yeah.
Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
We're now in the region of £900 raised so far.
Yeah, just under 900 quid.
Since the Huddersfield game, I think,
That's
really, when we
incredible.
first started it off.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, we've had a closed season in between that as well. So
Yeah.
we're on about £900 for BCH
Fantastic.
at the moment. And who was the guy who got it?
His name's Joe, and he's from Ireland, and it is all taped up and ready. I've just got to get it over to him. But
Are you taking it personally?
I'd like to, you know. I'd like to. I really would like to. I have thought about it.
Do you?
Yeah. I've thought about it. Yeah.
Do it.
I think the wife might have something to say about it. Though. That's no problem.
Take her along. Nice weekend away.
Good idea. Good idea. You paying?
Take the dog.
No. Okay.
Take the dog.
Can also say that we've had a bit of an upgrade as well, like with sound cards,
Spent some money, haven't
and
you?
stuff and that, yeah, and all sorts of. So I hope you can tell the difference. It sounds better to me anyway, but
It's lasted the whole show anyway.
it's lasted the whole show. So yes, we did it.
And of course, don't forget, you can also get us on YouTube and Mixcloud.
Mixcloud show will be on Mixcloud tomorrow
And if
afternoon.
you do download the show on Mixcloud or listen to the show on
Yeah,
Mixcloud,
yeah.
it gives us another tick in the box and puts us up the
Yeah.
charts. And currently, last show's 19th.
It's the last
Excellent.
week's show stayed in the charts for 4
4
days
days.
running. So
Just
so
me and you, that was.
just
wasn't
me.
it, Chris?
Yeah,
That
it was
was.
a great show.
Yeah,
Great
congratulations where
show.
it's due. Don't worry.
Award winning, I think.
Oh, it's possible, yeah.
But yeah, if you can go onto Mixcloud and if you can actually like the Mixcloud shows as well, that bungs us a bit further up
A bit further up the charts.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And for that, Mr. Pugh, I'd still rather like to inform you that you've predicted Blues to lose this week. 3-0.
I have. Sorry, everyone.
That's all right, okay.
Yeah.
Just because you smiled, I wanted to bring you back down a little bit. You know what
Serious
I mean?
face, yeah.
Well, it's been an interesting one this evening.
Don't forget,
from North Wales, loud and clear, Rob Halford. Thanks ever so much for that, Rob. Quality tonight, been very good. New kit doing the trick from Kevin Kelly. Adrian says makes a change
from Wales.
Any sign of the horse? No,
Don't think
not
so,
whatsoever.
no.
Brilliant show, lads. I could listen to this all night. We could do it all night, but
Yeah.
I've got to get out.
Keep an eye out on the Tilton Talk Facebook page as well, because that phone in, if that went well, that could be a more
Yeah, we'd
regular
like to do,
thing.
yeah.
So,
Definitely
yeah.
want to do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
we'll do
want
it.
to
So if
do
you
it.
fancy phoning in, keep an eye on that. Message
this
us
is-
on the
this-
Facebook page. or-
This is great, but it really is really difficult to keep up with
Yeah,
the comments
yeah.
and to have like one-on-one conversation with.
There's also talk of us doing it from a pub as well, which I'm up for that
Yes,
as well. Yeah,
yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
one of the-
Live.
Yeah,
Is there a
live.
hotel near?
Live.
We could do that.
Mr. Floor, maybe.
Get Martin Tyler to shout, and it's live just before as well.
Please do not swear.
Yeah.
Oh, don't cry for me, Aston Villa. Yes,
Yes.
I remember that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
Andy Osborne, for that
Thank
one.
you.
Brilliant.
And we're still looking for the horse, I'm afraid.
Oh dear. And one to finish on then, 900 tickets for Norwich away is unacceptable. Well, I suppose we have to accept what we're given.
Position we're in.
We do, we do.
Yeah. Is that our allocation, or is that what we've sold so far? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's what we sold so
It's what
far.
we've sold, I think.
Here's one.
Yeah, I
Here's
think-
one. Ray, finishing the show off. If I die in an Aston Street.
Yes.
Thanks, lovelies. It's been great being with you again tonight. Thank you, Mr. Fun and Mrs. Brown.
Welcome.
And thanks to Kevin Kelly for ringing in, and for the gentleman from Ireland for bidding so
Yeah,
much.
Joe, his
for,
name is, yeah.
But
Yeah.
bidding so much for that. And fingers crossed, we'll be doing it all again next week.
Yes.
We will.
Take it easy. Have a good week. Keep
night.
right on to the end of the road.
From the Tilton, we'll support you till the